Happy New Year! It's the Trash Rats end of 2025 special. I am Simian Mumkey Jimmy, joined as always by the Trash Rat of choice. It's Rusty Cage.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back on this podcast. This podcast seems to be doing really well. I'm glad that you invited me.
What is your metric of success that it's doing well? I guess compared to Is It Kino? Is It Kino's at rock bottom, and this is actually outperforming that maybe 3-1, 4-1, so it could be worse. Speaking of it could be worse, we're also joined by Eggy, Eggman Rodriguez.
That's right. It's your favorite large-skulled Minnesotan. I'm telling you, I'll take much less than what they're going for. If you know, you know.
Well, for those who don't know, what's your favorite skull-shaped Minnesotan, Rusty? Because you were listing off all the things you wanted to talk about tonight.
Well, I like, whenever you don't clean your ears for an insanely long amount of time and you work in a coal mine, and then you take a Q-tip, which they say you're not supposed to put in your ear, but then you do, and you clean it out, and it comes out perfectly black. That's the phenotype that I think a normal Minnesotan
Your favorite
should
skull
have.
shape is black.
Is Q-tip, a Q-tip in light bulb shaped.
I heard that the best kind is invisible, because you can go to these Somali daycares and there's no kids there.
Oh, the Leering Center?
The Leering Center, I just saw a tweet that it was shut down. Why?
Shit,
There's so much to
I don't
leer
know.
there.
Well, they're all just on Christmas break right now, so that's why there's no kids around. This is weird.
I used to live in a 95% Somalia neighborhood about 10 years ago. And anywhere you're around there, it certainly is the Leering Center that will burn holes through the back of your head with their eyes. And then the women driving the minivans at like 70 miles an hour through a parking lot will burn the rest of your body into a fine paste with their driving skills. So,
well, now listen, I've not read Mein Kampf, or I haven't truly studied.
Where are we going with this,
Hitler.
Rusty?
Well, I haven't studied Hitler, but wasn't he trying to create like a European sanctuary for white people that was just up in super cold areas? You would think that there would be at least one place that a certain race would be able to escape to in order to avoid everyone else if they so pleased. I would think that would be somewhere like Minnesota, but maybe Somalia and Minnesota share similar climates. Is that true? I've never been there.
well, you see, this is something people get wrong a lot. You see, Somalians are actually their own race. They are a genetically unique Afro-Asiatic people. So, and Asians, they're all over the place. So
That's
really,
right.
people get it twisted. They're thinking all this, but if you really have enough discernment in your internet consumption, you can do your research on this unique and very special people.
Can I ask a question?
Very fun.
I might be the stupid one here, because you mentioned that excuse of course the kids weren't at the Leering Center, they were on winter break. I can see why that would logically apply to students on break from school, but what are daycare children on winter break from? Like, they're at that daycare center because their parents are at work. Are the parents on a 2-week Christmas break from work? These Somali immigrants, they have that kind of job?
That's the one thing I don't really understand, what is going on with these massive amounts of Somalian frauds through daycare centers and autism awareness centers or healthcare centers that's going on up there. Somehow this created a bipartisan shift in politics where for some reason you're right wing or something. You're a white supremacist right wing person if you think that this fraud is bad. And I see like people like Hassan and some other left leaning commentators calling this out as just dumb conservatives believing in some conspiracy. But it seems pretty open and shut. I mean, that guy, what's his name? Nick Shirley? I think he's the guy who just like blew it out of the water. Just went out there and started going into all these centers trying to get his kid a place in these daycares, and no one wanted to have him around. So I guess he's doing the research, and we're just gonna wait to see what's gonna happen from it. But it doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen. There's so many people involved.
Here's where I'm cynical and suspicious, because J.D. Vance, some might not know, he's the vice president of the United States. He did retweet the video. And he's like, oh, get a Pulitzer Prize for this 23-year-old. J.D. Vance has not tweeted about the Epstein stuff at all, but he's jumping on this as an obvious distraction from the thing that we all know is supposed to be releasing right now, and they're trying to redact the fuck out of it. Is this just more distraction nonsense that we're suckers for caring about?
Something it's obviously something that is actually happening, and within the government had been happening for a long time.
Rusty, we missed everything that you said so far, so let's take that from the top and let's see if it works.
Seen the internet.
They don't like the conversation we're having, and they're trying to shut it down. Well, folks, we took a brief break because Rusty said he did not wipe well enough and wanted to go and do a double take. And as you can tell, nothing else has changed, and there's no other excuse.
There's no difference. There was not any technical issues. Nothing happened. My internet is perfectly fine. I'm just choosing to use my phone for as long as the battery lasts.
Rusty had a technical issue with his anus, having too much feces within it, and he had to go wipe it out.
Poop inside of it.
What
were we talking about?
While we're on the topic of technology, real quick, I better ask, because I received, for some reason, a $2 donation to my Cash App before we even started recording.
Well, let me think. Here, Rusty and Eggy, let me just say, so if Eggy's getting paid $2 to ask Rusty a question, should I hold, because I have the footage here, do I hold the footage of you answering the question hostage until both me and Rusty also receive $2 donations?
And the U.S. government gets their cut.
Well, we don't give them anything, but
I don't want to give money to somebody who's just going to hand it over to Somali daycare scammers. So I think we're all agreeing not to pay taxes this year.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Somalis is that they are really good pirates, and
they are the captain.
I guess now they're good scammers. Yeah, they're captains.
So do you agree, Rusty? Does this guy have to pay us $2, or will you answer this graciously out of your heart for free?
I'll answer maybe, depending on the question.
Depending on the question, Eggy, let's hear it.
Okay, so one cool corgi is asking, quote, Rusty, where is the ChatGPT knife game song?
You don't have to answer that, Rusty. As your lawyer, I'm just saying you don't have to answer.
All right, should I just do that right now, or
no?
Breaking up the flow of this.
You want to record that song on your phone here in this podcast that I'm recording on OBS through Discord through your phone, and then I'm going to put it through Audacity's shitty fucking compressor, and then that'll be Rusty's new hit.
No, I'm not going to sing it, but did we already go through ChatGPT? I forget. Is this like one of these autismos that know every single thing that happened in every single Trash Rats episode over the past 5 years?
All 10 episodes? Wow, that'd be hard to keep track of.
No, we got to 50, remember? And then I think, I forget when it disbanded.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions about Reactor and Tim, speaking of Tim for 50 that you just brought up. I guess Tim was being an attention whore drama baby and lied about getting shot at because Nick Fuentes had an encounter and he wanted the attention for himself, this poor Tim Pool, and the police investigated. He said somebody shot a gun at my house, and the police investigated and said there's no evidence, and Tim refused to comply with the police. So he's probably a liar.
I was shot at, literally shot at last night, and this is just what we have to go through.
As an Israel supporter, it's so hard. Everybody's against us. Anti-Semitism on the rise.
See, what actually happened is that, unbeknownst to Tim, he was bending over in front of a lamp, the top half, when this guy was aiming the gun, and the reflectiveness of his glistening bald head blinded the shooter. So he was trying to fire, but the gun flew off and probably landed in a river somewhere, so the police couldn't find it.
Why did I see reports of Reactor somehow being involved. His name was coming up. It was really late at night, and then I just didn't see it the next day. But did y'all hear about this? Do you know anything?
There's a question, what the fuck is going on with Reactor's brother? So I guess it's a question about Tim, actually, not Reactor.
No, I saw people like posting about him on Twitter and shit. Let me see.
Was it one of Reactor's famous trolls? Did you fall for it?
I can't be.
Like if Reactor did a school shooting or
Certainly
something?
not. I probably deleted the tweet because it made zero sense. I don't know. What were we talking about? The Somalis in Minnesota?
Is it just a cover up or a distraction from the Epstein files that they don't want to admit that the president fucked a 13-year-old and threw a baby into the river?
That they that
because JD Vance is retweeting this shit immediately, but has been dead silent on the biggest story in political history.
Yeah, well, I think the Epstein shit serves JD Vance very well. He's kind of just in the back of the room watching the president fumble the bag and completely destroy his reputation by not handling this appropriately. Meanwhile, JD Vance, who's like, I don't know, hey, he might have. I'm not going to say yes or no, but hey, there's some shit going on with these Somalis defrauding the government to the tune of possibly $8 billion or $10 billion. I think at this point, possibly more.
Defrauding the taxpayers. If $1 of a congressman was being touched, people would be underneath the jail within like 24 hours. But
that's right. Yeah, well, maybe someone should go after some congressmen. I'm not going to say anyone, or I'm not going to say that they maybe. It's all maybe.
Let me put a hypothetical out there. Is this the opinion of every single man in the country right now? That I would love to see a violent revolution happen. I just personally don't want to do it. Is that how we all feel? Because I think it should happen, but I don't want to make that sacrifice. I know what happens.
It's the not paying taxes thing. When you say, I'm going to stop paying taxes, everyone's like, "Ooh, good luck," because you're going to go to prison. You're going to go to debtor's jail. But everyone has to do it to at least kind of end the system. It could happen organically, which I think it will, just out of necessity. Kind of seems like that's what's happening right now. People, the younger generations, not only they're completely financially illiterate, which is perfectly fine for that age. They don't understand why they're supposed to be paying taxes. And all they're being met with is shit like this. You're paying into genocide, global elite pedophilia, and fraud.
Rusty, I don't disagree with you, but I think as independent artists, we might be living in a bubble. I think the vast majority of people don't actively pay their taxes. I think it comes out of their paycheck without their option, and the only reason they file taxes is to get a big refund. So they get paid to do their taxes. To get
their own money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to get their own money back, and that's the thing. Once you start paying taxes, then you're in the system. If you don't, or if somehow you're able to avoid it, you can usually get away with it. I mean, yes, they take money out of your paycheck, and your employers will file the taxes. But at least from what I've seen from a lot of people that I know who are now in their 30s to mid-30s who haven't paid taxes before, they've seen zero repercussions. And they've been doing this for 15 plus years.
Yeah, how have they survived half their life without getting a job that reports to the government?
Well, listen, I'm no financial advisor. I know this is going to come off stupid. I'm just trying to speculate here. It's like, while your employer does it, if you don't go through H&R Block or whoever to have them file your taxes, you're not actually addressing that you are a money-making citizen. You just don't deal with it at all, almost like pleading ignorance. I've never even heard of the fucking IRS. How the hell was I supposed to know I was supposed to do anything?
They take it out of your paycheck. The only thing, if you're not filing your taxes, you're basically only, if you're like on a regular 9 to 5. And I will say, because you guys wouldn't have been as familiar recently as I've been, basically the government I don't think Trump did anything to change it, but as far as I'm aware, like if you would have got a refund, let's say 5 years ago, now you don't even get a refund anymore. Like I filed a certain amount, or I had a certain amount of income that was on the books that, a few years ago I would have gotten a tax refund. I had to still pay more. I still received a bill after filing my taxes. So it could be like that. If you make like over like let's say 60, 70,000 or whatever, and you do have to start paying additionally after you file your taxes, then you could be in position there. And maybe if you're already paying enough, maybe they're not as inclined to go after you. But I also would say that on the inverse, being as destitute as possible is also a good defense, because they can't garnish so much more. Like if they garnish you into homelessness, it's usually against their best interest. They'd rather give you the Sam Hyde payment plan treatment where you're paying them like $1 a week for the next 10,000 years or whatever. And they can't seize if you have a vehicle and it's necessary for you to go to get your income in order to pay off the debts. They, in my experience, they're less likely to seize the vehicle against your debts because they're like, oh, I need this to go to the job. I'll never be able to pay you guys back if you don't. On the books, maybe they could garnish you into homelessness. Maybe they could take your vehicle if they felt like that was something that was good for them for some reason. But these can be defenses on your side if you are refusing to support the system on the poorer end. And I've been on that side before, so I know how that is. But
all right. So I mean, I was saying, like, I guess I don't know how they handle it. Where would you have to reject if you're working and you're getting a W-2, or do you have to reject your refund? I guess the main thing is don't do anything additionally that you don't have to do. And then eventually, if you step up and move out of wage slavery and you can start making some money as a contractor, then you're kind of a step further away from being under their radar. But when I'm talking about my friends who don't pay taxes, one of them lives in a van, and I guess they could take his van, but then he would literally have nothing. And the other one's black.
I want to make it clear, Rusty lives in a mansion, and last time I was over, he showed me 3 empty bedrooms, and he was bragging about how much space he has. Meanwhile, he has friends that live in a van. I'm just saying.
They couldn't afford my rent.
He had me and Eggy sleeping on the couch in the living room. He had 3 empty bedrooms available.
There's not 3 empty bedrooms. They're called studio spaces and cat rooms.
Yeah, and there's no beds in them. Rusty has no use for beds with his lifestyle.
Dude, fuck beds. Also, a futon is the only thing you need, or a cot. The more you get, the less you fucking need.
The Japanese have like a mat that they put in the closet every night, right?
I forget what that mat's called.
Sleep mat?
Sure. Yeah, just sleep on that.
Are there any other news stories we should cover? And there's a bunch in this list of questions from the Discord, so maybe we'll get to them. But anything top of mind, to coin a phrase, Rusty?
All right, well, I guess with the Somali thing, I don't think anything's going to come of it. I think this is a distraction, possibly from the Epstein files. This is a way to make J.D. Vance look good. That's why he's retweeting it. But in the end, this scam and this scandal has possibly been persisting for a very, very long time. And there's so many people involved that to topple it, to take it down, is not just like arresting a few key players. They might arrest a few fall guys. The scam will probably still continue in some other format, but this seems to be very widespread and well recognized as having been existing for a long time, even from our government. So are they going to do anything about it? Probably not. We're getting a bone thrown like, oh, the vice president saw the documentary. All right, what are they going to do about it? Nothing.
You're going to recommend him for a Pulitzer Prize. Not going to arrest anybody, though.
Give him a Pulitzer and it's over. Yeah. Hey, great journalism. And now back to operations as usual. Let's blow up more pipelines and massacre more people and siphon more money out of the American citizens with no repercussions, because all the males in this country including the 3 here. No offense. At least for the time being, we're all cucked. And I don't want to be the first one to do it. Someone else
Which
has
one
to
of
do
us
it
was
first.
making YouTube videos 10 years ago saying, stop contributing to the system, it's rigged, it's over, brutal, et cetera, okay, for the record. So, I mean, with all due respect, I will say, though, the fact that anybody still, I mean, there's actually people out here who've been claiming to be hashtag red pilled for multiple years, and they're literally voting and paying taxes, like even in this decade, for instance, it's blows my mind, unless like they just turned 18 in the last few years and they haven't lived enough life to understand some things. Like, I mean, I've been trying to scam and rip the government off for as many years as I can remember. Basically, I think I was an
Of
adult
course.
for like 1 or 2 years, and I was like, oh yeah, this shit's rigged, dude. Even before the black pill and all this stuff like that. I mean, I was going out of my way to try and commit as many financial crimes as possible. Try to, I mean, my thought process at the time was like, well, there's no hot chicks that are just showing up in my house to suck my cock. So this world, I don't care anything about this world. I want to take everything from everybody as much as possible. I want to, just completely be a burden, a total weight on this world as much as possible. So the
I
fact
didn't
that
mean to
people are
offend
just
you by saying that we're all cucked. I guess I was thinking in the violent revolution. Like,
well,
we're not going to be the ones necessarily first in the front lines on the streets, because we're a little older. That's a younger man's game.
I think
But
you're
I
right
like
that
that
as
idea.
American citizens, we're cucked. If you think of the billions of dollars that our taxes are going to Israel and Somalis, like I would like to do a thought exercise of if all those $1 billion were distributed to every straight white man in America, how many millions would I have in my bank account? If only,
Yeah,
Rusty.
it would completely deflate the market. Everyone would be equalized, and that would destroy a hierarchy that seems to be necessary in order for all species to exist in some way or another. I don't think that equality like that works. I haven't really thought it
I didn't
through,
say
so I'm sure
equality.
people
I
are going to
said
call me
all the
retarded.
money that goes to Israel now goes to me and my fellow straight white
Just
men.
you. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Because it
I
seems
agree
like
with
every
that.
other group is getting our money. What if we just got it back? Like for 1 year, they did an experiment where
You
we
say
got the Israel money instead. Wouldn't that be something?
Israel would be defunct, and you said straight white men, so I don't think you would get too much from that deal.
Which part do I not qualify for? Because
Was I breaking up?
we could fix me.
Oh, it's the gay part. It's just a gay
That's
joke.
why you asked if we're breaking up because we're gay together.
Wait, no, hold on a second. Now Eggy's going to get all the money.
Is that
All right,
true?
well, listen.
I thought Eggy was Native American.
Hopefully no one...
yeah, I qualified for the reservation bucks, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't want to live in a slum ghetto, but at the same time, America's kind of is becoming that, so maybe it's not so bad after all. Yeah, I could give it some consideration, but I have to go live in like a cornfield somewhere. I couldn't live in where I like to live anymore.
Okay, we've got some
Now, here's
questions.
another thing that's going on.
Never mind.
Well, just real quick, because we were talking about this before. We were talking about gold before, but Eggy, I think you're a financial markets appreciator. Have you seen what's been going on with silver and a lot of precious metals?
Yes, the silver explosion is upon us. All of
Finally
the
happening.
all the real shift heads who have been shift pilled for the last 16 and a half years, 17 years, since back once he was getting on Facebook and YouTube back, I think it was about 2008. We're all finally winning. Yeah, like, I mean, but it's also terrifying because it basically could be a signal for a hyperinflation trigger where the entire
Right,
U.S. economy
yeah.
is about to implode at any second. But also, that's kind of fun at the same time if the entire world collapses. So, I mean, it's really just pick your poison kind of thing. But all the real shift heads, they said we were dumb. They said we were stupid. You're making no gains. We could, if we put the same amount of money into Bitcoin, we would have like $1 trillion. Okay, listen, some people want to play the volatile game. Peter Schiff was a man I could trust from day one, especially after the Obama years or after the first term, especially anyway during the first term, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway. Because once a Kenyan with no birth certificate was president, I knew anything could happen. Peter Schiff was there for me from day one. So, yeah, it's
that's
been
the problem. It's an unfortunate win at times if you're putting faith into precious metals such as gold and silver. But silver specifically, just in November, was quietly put on the critical minerals list, which is almost going to change it from a precious metal, like a currency-backed metal, and into something where this is severely important and, I don't know, rare for pretty much all the uses that it's being used in creating missiles and random other fucking electronics. But honestly, I'm getting all my news from AI people on like Reels. So what the fuck do I know? However, silver
more
was up. It
trustworthy
hit
than
like
the mainstream media.
$79.
It was trading.
Who
in,
knows? It could be a bubble.
Was in the what was it? What do they say? Is that aftermarket Asian trading? They were reporting in Hong Kong or something that it was like in the $90 range, but I don't see. That's when I heard that. I'm like, oh shit! Like Monday, the markets are going to open and it's going to be hyperinflation instantly. We're all going to just die instantly. But it might have been, I don't know. That might have been some kind of baited reporting. But in any case, I mean, here's what I say. At the end of the day, my favorite thing to invest in is ammunition because you got some of that, then you can have whatever anybody else has a lot easier. You haven't got to worry about investing right now.
Silver bullets. The best of both worlds.
Sure.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is because we're talking about ways of subverting the government. Like, how can you kind of get around the system without having to play into the game? Which I don't think anyone here really wants to do. No one wants to max out their 401k. I don't know about Monkey. Personally, I'm not fucking holding my money in anywhere that can be taken away temporarily. I mean, I'll do it temporarily to try to play the game, but long term, fuck that shit. I wanted something that's going to beat the dollar, and I got the metal bug in me because it's like when you see the price nearly triple on silver and double on gold within the course of 2.5 years, and you see the purchasing power of the dollar dropping 14%. I forget what the fuck they were saying. Like the inflation is not being even.
I don't want to interrupt you too much. I just want to say this real quick. Anytime that your determining factor to go into the market is that you've already seen it perform, I don't know if I could recommend that necessarily as much as I'd recommend those precious metals. You want to be on the ground floor as much as possible. So it is what it is. People, you might have to take a little bit of a risk in something that maybe people don't have as much faith in, but you need to find something that maybe not everybody else has faith in, but you can have faith in. You're going to get on that ground floor level and you're going to really have something significant. But I mean, obviously precious metals are something that is, have been a consistent, valuable commodity for all of human history. So you really can't go wrong with those in any case. But just if your consideration of them is being based on a short-term market performance in a positive way, that's I would say, don't let that be what is going to pull you to it. Take some more things into consideration because those short-term gains or short-term performance, it's not giving you as good of a full portfolio time frame as it could be for your overall well-being. So just to consider.
Oh, I don't know who the fuck you're talking to. No, sell all of your USD and put it all into precious metals, and then sell all those precious metals and buy land, and hopefully they don't burn you out or just eminent domain steal it from you in the next 5 years because they need to put a Somali camp right where you happen to have your 20 acres of land. But no, I mean, yeah, you make a point. I'm talking very risky here. I don't like the pure diversification seems to be dwindling more and more. I mean, if you're talking even the stock market, it's like what? There's only 6 performing stocks, 5 or 6, that essentially make up most of the market. Well, listen.
Well, and that is another hyperinflation, red flag that we have. The significant portion of the GDP movement that we're seeing, and market movements that we're seeing in the last calendar year here has all been attributed to a handful of companies that are essentially working with theoretical technology that, I mean, it's being mass adapted regardless of how well it might perform compared to the previous iterations of technology that are being used by some of these companies. So I don't know. It's very bubble-esque, and it's very volatile and uncertain, especially compared to precious metals. But at the same time, it might be one of those too big to fail kind of things where they're just going to put. I mean, they're replacing Google with AI. They're putting AI into every single app.
They're going to bail out the AI companies whenever it finally pops because it's just 3 companies shuffling money around. And they're making all these promises by promoting products that no one wants to create a world that destroys everyone's livelihood and no one wants to live in the first place, which fucking sucks. But thank God Sam Altman is gay, because that's, well, just because he's just fucking gay, so fuck him. But all right, well, that's a lot of financial talk. Monkey, you said you had some questions from the Discord.
Eggy, what's your other paid question?
Well, the other thing was, quote, they wanted us to pay tribute to Sheen's voice actor from Jimmy Neutron, who passed away, and also King Cobra again, because it just went out at the same time. So yes, for those who don't know, and I should say, actually, first of all, R.I.P. Cobra, because I'm actually going to say this at the same time. We had Sheen's voice actor. He passed away. R.I.P. He was a real one. And we also had Doug Dimmadome / Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank. His voice actor passed away on the same day recently, like a month ago. So some
Rusty,
real
was that
heroes.
you wiping tears away? Who did it? Who did it for you out of those names?
I don't know this. I barely know the voice of Sheen. I was hoping that maybe someone here could attempt to do the voice to refresh my memory.
He talks about Ultra Lord a lot.
What does he sound like? Is he like or does he have a high pitched voice?
Yeah, he's like a little Hispanic autistic child. Eggy related to him a lot, he told me.
Yeah. Now I'm just getting over a cold, so my voice isn't so good, but let's see what I can do here. Rusty. I want to ask about. I don't know if I could do it. It's a little too. It might not be reachable to me right now.
That's why they paid him the big bucks while he was alive, because he could do the Sheen voice, and none of us can.
Yeah, rip him.
Rip Sheen.
Maybe he'll. He might possess you at some point and give you his skills through the ether.
Yeah, that's what I need, is to talk like Sheen and star in Planet Sheen 2. And right. King Cobra, of course. I mean, that's the biggest news story of the year as far as I'm concerned, is the death of King Cobra.
Am I breaking up?
You already broke up with me once, but...
No, connection-wise, there's like a little bit of some breaking upage whenever I'm listening in.
The end of the year is nice, so people will have to live with whatever they get, Rusty, at this point.
That's right. Fuck them.
If they were giving us 50,000 views an episode like some other podcasts, I would put in some effort, but they get what they pay for.
What other podcast?
Did State of the YouTube ever get 50K?
Yeah, I think it was getting like maybe 40, 50K, somewhere like that for a few episodes.
And that show did suck. I don't know if this is like any better, to be honest.
Well, we have face cams, but I don't know. The editing might be a little different. Well, we were talking about like James I don't know what the fuck we're even talking about. I haven't listened to any of those episodes in a while. 9/11 movies.
Yeah. Lugubrious wants to know, what's the best alcoholic drink we all had in 2025? And the one that stands out to me, while you guys think, is it might not have been the tastiest, but I was the most shocked by the recent sour taffy mead that me and Eggy did a home brew of.
Homebrew.
I was very excited at how tasty it was in that recent mailbag video, so I'll remember that for a long time until I drink so much that it disappears. A lot of people didn't see it.
Well, I mean, was it actually tasty, or is this sardonic? Were you able to make it good?
You think I would be sardonic about some delicious mead that me and Eggy brewed together?
Yeah, I could see that going in a few different directions.
Now, it was pretty good. I don't know if it actually got us drunk, because then somebody sent us some alcohol that I took shots of, probably fucking Lugubrious himself here, but...
That's right.
What's your best alcohol of the year, Rusty?
Lamort.
Lamort?
I had some leftovers from... I was in Chicago earlier this year, and so I picked up some small little bottles of Lamort. It's called Lamort, right? Am I missaying this? Eggy, you might know this. It's like the very disgusting liquor.
Are you being sardonic about this?
I don't know. Well, Lamort. Fuck, if I'm like Malort, that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, Malort. Yeah, you're right.
It's called Malort, not Lamort. Lamort's a black guy who lives down the road. Malort is a horrific alcohol. And I went to this place on the coast of Florida, actually, and they serve at this bar, they serve warm, like fire heated Malort. And it's possibly the worst thing I could think of, but it stands out more than anything else. So I have to give it to the Malort. And I apologize to Lamort.
That reminds me, I was trying to find chartreuse this year. I couldn't find it anywhere. That's truly the most absolutely undrinkable thing that I've ever drank in my entire life. But I would buy some more of it just to remind myself about that. I'm going to second the sour taffy mead because also we did the first mead, which was made with some like meme ingredients, so it didn't taste very good. And before I tried out the sour taffy mead, I was down in Orlando, Florida at this like Zymetrium or something. It's the Zymetrium Meadery. The name might be a little wrong, but it's like the Meadery. It's down there. And I got to try some of their like citrus mead, their ube, something, ube marshmallow mead or something. And these were so fantastic. You know, professional quality by the best in the industry. And then when I got to taste that sour taffy mead like a week after, you know, the smoothness was certainly comparable. The flavor was very good. And I can tell you because of the psychedelic effects, at least the shit that we make, I don't know. I don't think I got psychedelic effects from the store-bought or the restaurant, brewery, meadery stuff. But this stuff gives me some psychedelic effects, the stuff that I made for whatever reason. It might be some tainting in it. I don't know. But it tasted fine and it did everything it was supposed to do. So, and I might even say that the much less good tasting mead would be a close second to that, or at least a distant second, because I feel like just the effects that it provides are something you don't get from a standard alcohol. And also, lastly, I drank significantly less this year because I didn't really go live much in the 2025 year, which also kind of just has a tendency to go hand in hand with my drinking. So it makes it not as difficult of a choice. So maybe in 2026, I'm going to have to pick it back up so I can start tasting all the new stuff that's coming out. I'm not going to be left in the dust and in the dark anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that 34 is a good age to pick up on your drinking and accelerate it.
Bring it back.
Just don't sleep alone. Make sure somebody else is there. That's all I'll say.
I'll be sweating all over somebody, and not for the reasons you might think.
They can call the police for you. Awashi says, tell Eggy that my 70-year-old grandfather loved his Napoleon 14th cover.
And that's most definitely what's up. Big ups to Grandpa Awashi.
Was that your most recent song release, was this cover? Not even original music. You're pulling a real Rusty Cage. Can't come up with anything new.
No, I dedicated that cover to my own grandmother because and actually the record was broken by Dr. Demento, who was a Minneapolis-based, I don't want to say shock jock, but kind of a guy who would play like parody records and things like that back in the day. I got introduced to him once I started going to sci-fi conventions and things like that in the 2000s, the early to mid 2000s. So it was a song that I kind of grew up with, and there was these musicians who I was working with, and I heard this arrangement they were playing without any vocals, and I was like, oh, wait a second, that's just the vibe it was giving me was something psychedelic, something kind of experimental, and I picked up that I could, fit those lyrics in there and it would work out. And I don't think anybody really covered that song in too many years, so I figured something for the modern day, something that's a little bit close to my own heart, and I enjoyed how it turned out.
I gotta see this.
Do you know that song off the top of your head, Rusty?
What's it called again?
They're coming to take me away. Aha! They're coming to take me away.
Not off the top of my head. It does sound familiar, though.
Well, my version's a little different from the original studio, but it was all cleared by the what's his name? I don't have it here, but the estate of the deceased musician who made the original cleared it all the stuff for me, so
that's tight.
I'm able to get it on streaming and everything.
Wait, so what'd you have to do to get that cleared on streaming services?
Just through my distributor, I just had to Well, you have to pay a fee for a cover song, and then you basically have to wait for approval from either the label, whoever has like the original master recording, I guess, because I guess it's just you're not desecrating it too much, or they probably don't care if it makes money, but for whatever reason, you have to kind of wait on like a 2 to 3 weeks or something to get the approval on it.
That's not bad at all. That's way better than how the system used to be, where it's like you would have to have managers and executives calling each other. But I mean, they're stealing all our money anyways. But at least it's easier to cover a song or get the rights to cover it. Monkey, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say Fermit the Krog wants to know if we collect anything. Empty beer bottles, Rusty?
Well, I mean, I collect oyster shells in the corner of my yard.
500 this year? You kept all of them?
More than, yeah, it's well, the year, you know.
It was fucked up. We were in Chicago to meet with Rusty. We went to a restaurant. Rusty got oysters, and then he got a to-go box just for the shells so he could take them on the plane home. He's a fucking sicko.
I can throw them in the yard. Well, someone gifted me half a bushel of oysters, which might seem like a gift, but it can also be a huge burden, especially if they leave them at your front door and don't put them on ice and you don't know exactly the time that they showed up. Currently in Florida, there's a lot of news going around that there's like salmonella in all these oysters coming from the Tampa coast, which means pretty much the entire Gulf of America. And
Gulf of the actual Gulf of America or the Florida Gulf?
Well,
it's all one and the same.
Connects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, half the time they're from Louisiana, sometimes they're from Alabama, but they're all just drinking up the oil spill from BP. And now there's salmonella in it, and I already got my 530-ish something. I forget. I have to check the numbers. I stopped keeping track after 500. But
and you're still going.
I didn't really
you still have not had enough.
Oysters.
Oh,
look at me! I'm talking about fucking oysters. This person asked if I was collecting something. So yeah,
that's your only answer. Is I guess salmonella from oysters.
Yeah, I'm collecting addictions and kidney stones.
Oh, those give you kidney stones?
I believe so if you don't drink enough water. But
do you?
As me and Eggy discussed when we were in Chicago, oysters is the trial of God. It's God's food. And if your soul is right, and your heart is in the right place, and you are a good, decent person, a God-fearing and loyal person, you might maybe be able to avoid being the 1 in 100 people that get vibrato, fucking whatever the fucking disease is called that people always get from it. It has like a 1 in 5 chance of dying once you get it. It's bacterial shit. But if you're a piece of shit and your heart's not in the right place, then you're probably going to get sick from oysters. And I believe that's scientifically accurate.
You want to hear some more real science, Rusty? You know this show Big Brother that I'm always talking about? Reality TV show?
Yeah, I remember
Big
Brother.
Live feeds that you can watch 24/7. And there's this hippy-dippy chick on the most recent season that me and Eggy watched. It was over the last summer, named Ava. And she thought she could like see people's auras and stuff. Like, oh, you're glowing green, Zorro. And that kind of shit.
Yeah.
She was doing palm readings on everybody, and there's this mid-30s black woman named Mickey in the house. She does a palm reading on her, and Ava, she gets very concerned and says, oh, you're going to have a very short lifespan, and everybody's laughing and joking about it. And this is on the live feeds, and the clip's going viral right now. TMZ just tweeted it out because like 3 days ago, this contestant, Mickey, mid-30s woman, somehow died of a heart attack.
Wow. All right, so this lady was right. She saw the aura. She saw death.
She did.
She said your aura is black. That's not good.
So rest in peace, Mickey.
Wow, rest in peace, Mickey. Yeah.
I don't know how that happens.
That's kind of we don't. Yeah, how'd she die? You don't know?
Heart.
Oh yeah, heart attack. Sorry, heart attack.
She had some heart problems. It's very
Do
common.
you think that?
According to Julie Chen Moonves, who we all love, said that Mickey was born with a hole in her heart, and that was what led to these eventual complications that she died of a heart
Julie
attack.
did clarify that it's not what led to it.
Oh.
But she was born with a hole in her heart, but that was not related to what happened, is what Julie has now said.
Okay.
I believe everyone has multiple holes in their heart, but again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist.
That was when your second grade teacher said, no, you had a big hole in your heart, Rusty.
Yeah, I think that's what
you had to think about that one.
That's what she meant. A little bit. I have to think a lot harder about a lot of things these days.
All right. So to answer the question, I collect shot glasses, funny mugs with cartoon characters on them, and hats. And frankly, I'm running out of room for all of these things, but it hasn't stopped me yet. So.
Should Rusty go pee again with his headset on, and I'll leave it in the podcast?
No, I'm going to take a shot in the honor of
Mickey
Lamort and Mickey
and King Cobra.
R.I.P. Mickey, R.I.P. King Cobra.
Eggy, do you have a shot you could take along with Rusty for King Cobra?
I already took it.
Well, I'll take a shot of
quick
my
like that
gas station coffee.
Cheers.
What you got? What you sipping on? Let me get some.
Platinum something?
All right.
7 times filtered?
That's right. $4.99 a bottle.
Gin?
Can't beat it.
$4.99. Good Lord, they want us dead.
Okay, this man has given us a lot of money, so we need to answer his question. Dream Machine wants to know, how does one get a GF in 2026? And we all have one, so we better have some good answers.
Have one in 2025.
So you don't know about 3 days from now how you would maintain your current GF or even get a new one?
Well, I don't know how old this person is, so I don't know what their the marketplace that
Dream Machine
having to enter is.
He's obsessed with like William Friedkin films, so I'm guessing he's like 40.
That's probably far too old. I would say leave the house. God, but there's no.
Rusty.
I don't know what dating apps are like anymore. I don't know if you can still just go to bookstores or coffee shops or like.
I don't think so.
Just
Rusty.
Yeah.
The answer to this question is the exact same for all three of us. And it's called become some kind of YouTube person that gets some views, and then your girlfriend will watch you, and then eventually you start dating her.
Yeah, you might say that.
So become very charismatic for a brief period of time, gain some sort of success. If you have money, show it in the videos.
No, don't do that.
You got to be a weighing half with a BWC, and you got to let it rock out. You know what I'm saying? Fire hose style, boogie mayonnaise style.
Well,
okay, I'm talking about Tarzan style. That's what you got to do.
There is an alternate idea, though, to this, and that is Heartsy Protsy, who did meet a girl through his YouTubery, and that did not go well. And then he started doing dating apps like Tinder and whatnot, and that's actually been going very well, despite the fact that he's 5'4". So maybe dating apps still work. Like he's been going to see Five Nights at Freddy's movies with these chicks that he met through dating apps.
Cutting a hole in the bottom of the popcorn so he can get some top in the middle of Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
And then that put a hole in his heart when she said no. From me?
Who was on that podcast? Yeah,
that was Heartsy, the guy we're talking about.
That guy's, there's no chance.
He gets dates on Tinder, and he sounds like Walt Jr. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I guess that is crazy. So I really don't know what the world's like now.
And yeah, he's not even using YouTube fame to get these chicks. So are we that pathetic that we all needed it?
That's not the same person that's asking the question, though, right?
No, this is Dream Machine.
Okay,
he lives inside of my head. The Dream Machine. He comes to me in my bed, naked. I only know the Guitar Hero version of that song.
Well, Monkey, you haven't given your advice yet.
On how to get a GF.
In the big 26. That hasn't happened yet.
Ask yourself the question, can you afford a GF? In this economy, because they're expensive, they have lots of needs. It might not be worth it. Work on yourself. Let the GFs come to you when you're good and ready.
You're 40 years old. I would say get a palate expander, like up here, so you can kind of move this part of your face aside. You have more teeth showing. Make sure to lower your cortisol levels. Do ketamine. Double jaw surgery.
There has never been
kind of
more
the move right now.
There's never been more free pornography available online in every niche subject you could imagine. Probably has 100,000 results at this point. So that's all free and
OnlyFans
easy.
Sends all that money to Israel, so that's great.
No, you don't even have to pay for it. There's websites that have all of OnlyFans for free that I will have a link in the description.
You can talk to Grok with an anime girl like filter on it, and it has a female voice.
What was this fucking Grok shit that, I mean, I know Grok's been doing some crazy shit, but
Elon Musk being beheaded over and over again?
No, I saw, it was like George, it was like anti-Semitism was the word, and then all the letters were being mixed matched, and it said anti-N-word with a hard R. I forget who was on the image, and then someone's like, yeah, add Charlie Kirk and fucking George Floyd onto this image. Grok's just doing whatever the fuck it wants, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen numerous retweets of Elon Musk being beheaded, being tweeted out by Grok like all day, every day.
And it said, like, kill this pedophile.
Yeah.
Hey, that's free speech.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm 100% down for that. I mean, if you're the owner of the CEO of the company, if you're in charge of it and you're allowing it to happen, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? All these governments are going to stop using you to launder their money through. And so that's how you're about to become the first trillionaire in the world. You'll be all right. Have another kid.
Trump should say something bad about Elon again, because last time he did, Elon was about to like be the front runner of the movement, and then Trump's like, actually, you're really hot and sexy, and you're so cool, and Elon's like, oh, thank you, Donald. Yes, this is so cool. Thank you.
Well, someone punched him in the eye, and I don't think it was his fucking baby child.
It could have been.
Gave him a black eye.
He's biohacking them. They could punch.
Yeah,
that's true.
Do you guys know who Clav is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Okay. Lugubrious wants to know feelings on Clav taking straight black pill with the normies in that interview. Is that what you were talking about?
He does all... I don't know if he's started the looks maxing trend. He's the first person... You're saying no? I mean, it's the first I've ever heard of it.
So basically, many years ago, I was seen as a complete lunatic with the black pill stuff, right? Like they said, oh, this guy, he ate 4chan. He literally became human 4chan. This is what they used to say about me, right?
Yeah.
And then years go by, and they're like, oh my God, profit, whatever. I'm not saying that's even true by any means. I always said anybody could have did what I said. Anybody that was reading what I was reading. But clavicular, so he... was he was like started looks maxing as like a teenager, and he became one of the moderators of the main looks max, like lookism.org or whatever. He became one of these moderators from a young age, started doing steroids at like 16 years old, getting all these cosmetic surgeries. He did the limb lengthening surgery and all this different stuff. So people are looking at him and saying, yeah, he's like, I can't remember if he. I thought he already did, because his legs are like kind of messed up right now. Somebody was like complaining about like, oh, how could he? His legs are messed up. How could he say he's the looks max or whatever? But anyway, people are looking at him and he says like, oh, he like smokes meth to stay high energy and like burn fat and stuff. People are saying this guy's out of control. He's completely lunatic. But the thing of it is that this is a guy who, from probably too young, he was looking into certain things, doing scientific research, and he employed it in a way that nobody's really employed it before. And he's so full force with it. Was doing it for months and months before he got any of this mainstream attention. He started doing some streaming because it was just something that was kind of recommended to him. I think he had met up with some people for interviews, and they said, oh, you should stream, and he kind of got into it. But nobody believes it right now, and they think he's crazy, and they think he's going to prison. They think he's gay, and all this different stuff that's going on with him. But at the end of the day, he's touching on things that have never been touched on in our history
Sure, he has good points. He's talking about the basic
pushing the boundaries. Is what is.
What's he saying?
Well, I think his main point is that if you have a certain stature and if you look good on a mathematical scale, like your face is like positioned proportionately, your teeth are a certain whiteness, you're over a certain height, you have more advantages in the world than anyone else just based on that alone. And so if someone calls them gay, it's like, yeah, I'm not gay though. However, I have more advantages because he's just trying to do all these various things to make his appearance the most attractive, I guess. I don't know what his metrics are. I don't think any of us here, besides possibly Eggy, are really high on that scale of looks maxing. You might know more. He's talking about like expanding your palate here and jaw surgery so you don't have a recessed jaw, all the things that I just grew up with.
Like I said, this is stuff that, we had talked about many, many years ago. It has been known by certain people, and he's been on top of it, but he's just, somebody who is, I'm trying to think of who would be similar. Like, didn't John McAfee, didn't he like do a bunch of wild stuff? He's somebody who nobody's really employed it in the way that clavicular is employing this in his day-to-day life. I mean, because this stuff he's doing, it could, I think he
fuck him up.
Like, he already can't produce testosterone naturally anymore. Like, he's looking at a possible, significant lifespan reduction with all of the things that he's had going on, or maybe not, but like I said, he's been on steroids since his teenage years. He says that he doesn't mind smoking meth to stay high energy and lean. These different things. He's just biohacking and looks maxing in a way that is very over the top, comical, seems ridiculous to some people. But
who's the older guy? Brian Johnson that does it?
He's trying to do anti-aging, which is kind of like the inverse of what clavicular is like the.
He's starting as a young man. Clavicular is doing
look good for 2 years, even if it destroys my whole life. Like, basically.
I see that so much with the younger generation. They're doing so much to like be fucking super beefcakes at 19, and knowing that it's probably going to kill them by 30.
I'll just say this much, I think he's very educated on this stuff. He'll say he's crazy, but my reasoning for how I feel about it is he wouldn't be having these multi-million view videos and these conversations. Everyone's having a conversation about him because there's truth to what he's saying. I've been in that position before. Like I said, anybody could have said what I said. It was just dumb luck. It was very coincidental that I ever got into some of these conversations in the first place many, many years ago. But the fact of it is that what he's saying has a truth to it. And I think it's different nowadays because, I come from the r/nice guys, the MRA, pickup artist stuff that was very popular back in the late aughts and in the early 2010s, which Black Pill,
it's kind of hard to look back on those times.
Black Pill got rid of that because it was something that was obviously fraudulent when you started implying some scientific knowledge into the equation, some real, actual, dimorphic calculations with different things with bone development and hormonal development and endocrine system and so on. But now he's taking it into another level with the surgery.
He's touching on it, and he's using himself as the example. He's not just speaking or writing books like a lot of these pickup artists did, where they're saying like, "Oh, go out there with a big feathered cap and then say how you saw a girl pull her titty out outside and you're about to go check it out. And who's your fat friend? She's cuter than you." He's just walking up and saying like, "You're ugly and it's mathematically proven." And and all these things are going to benefit my life for a little bit, but we're going to see what happens to him. What happens to all these people?
Well, and I think perhaps he might be in a unique position where if he's receiving a significant amount of attention, possibly financial compensation. He's already gotten surgeries that are, 5-figure cost surgeries that he's having to travel around the world to get these surgeries. And he's been on these systems. So he's already had to put money behind it from the very beginning. And maybe if I had had some more money in my younger years, I might have considered some of that. But I didn't even know. I wasn't as educated on surgeries back then, although I was like kind of familiar. It was still something where, even with the surgery consideration, there was still a black pill element to it because, you know, there's still harmonies to consider. We would say like, you know, the harmonies. You could try and be like this surgery maxer, but you're gonna end up like the guy who tried to be Ken Doll in real life. He got like 60 surgeries. He's looking crazy, totally bogged. You need to be
Well, I
able
think he was
to
even
get
talking about that.
surgeries, and you need to be able to have a drug implement, but you also need to be able to find like a natural balance to it in the same way where a Hollywood actor is going to do a steroid cycle for a role they need to do, but they're going to end up with a result that just looks like something that could feasibly be attainable naturally. It just isn't for that actor. They used a chemical implement to be able to get a fast result, but the end result isn't hideous or horrific or monstrous or unnatural. So there's things to consider there, especially in looks maxing. It can be very delicate. I think he, like I said, he's been fortunate so far. I think he's something that he's bringing this mirror up to society in a way that I think needs to be done. And I think that he is a very, very important figure of the modern cultural zeitgeist. And
It's innovative what he's doing.
I don't, all these people are insulting him. I don't get behind any of that. It's maybe not advisable entirely what he's been doing, but like I said, some people, they need to have this brought to their attention. And I think that he's doing a service in that way. So that could probably be all I need to say about it.
Did you guys even mention that he is in the news for hitting somebody with a Cybertruck?
Yeah, that was funny. He might go to prison for that.
How'd you guys just talk for 10 minutes about, oh, he fucking looks... He hit somebody with his truck. That's hilarious. Why are we even talking about looks maxing shit?
Can you still hear me
Yeah.
real quick? Yeah. I had some audio issues. Yeah, so, yeah, he hit a guy with his car.
Because I saw that clip.
Because he was like a stalker.
We've been talking about a guy who I saw a clip of for 10 minutes, and I just found out it was him because you guys did not mention the most important thing. He hit a guy with his truck. He ran a dude over, and it was hilarious.
No, I know.
And then it's like Jaws like all clenched. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I hope he's dead. Rusty,
because he doesn't want to raise his cortisol. You can't do shit like that. It'll fuck you. We should ask the audience, anyone watching this, the 100 people, the 140-year-old men watching this, if we're mogged or bogged.
Bogged.
Okay, we're all just bogged.
Yes, Bogland Chronicles Volume 2.
I mean, with the lighting here, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think it's too late for me to start expanding my palette and sawing my face in half.
Rusty, you were defending hitting this guy's stalker with the Cybertruck and running him over, and I guess he didn't even get arrested for it, so maybe the police considered that, but would you do the same, Rusty, if somebody was fucking with you in real life? Just try to kill run him down?
Yes.
That's fair. That's why you carry a gun. You don't need your Cybertruck.
Yeah, I'm not going to be in a Cybertruck, no. I will do my best to eliminate perceived threats. And that guy seemed insane.
Now, what about your friend?
But
hypothetically, that teenage girl that he struck and killed with his truck and then tried to hide under a lamp or something, under a mat. Was she stalking? Was she stalking him?
Well, she was trying to cross the street, and I think he potentially was attempting to do cocaine while driving from a place that he was already doing cocaine to a bar.
Well, once you do some cocaine, you're going to definitely want to do more in a little bit, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but driving a car, and you're looking around, and it's like, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Are you telling me you can't roll up a blunt with one hand while driving with the other? Because I've seen it done many times.
I know it's possible. I'm not saying could I do it. Could he do it? Could he do a line of coke off of the center console and then hit something of a mass of around 110 pounds?
But we still don't know if she was stalking him.
Continue life. Well, who really knows? I mean, it's neither here or there. Like, legally speaking, I have no authority. I haven't looked at the case files. He did get out early. And I probably already said this, but yeah, he tried to go out to the same bars, and people were just like, you can't do that anymore. You have to go.
Why not?
That's just the rules. Oh, hey, dude. Damn, I haven't seen you in a while. What's been new? Killed someone? Tight. How you were in prison for a few years? How many years? 5 years for running over and murdering a vehicular manslaughter of a 18-year-old girl. It just doesn't play well in this woke city that I live in, you know?
Yeah.
He technically served the time that the government decided he needed to serve. I mean, personally, I think it's the precious sanctity of life.
It was supposed to be 7 years.
Life is being just shat upon, this concept of a man who's high on cocaine trying to snort more and then hits and kills somebody and then tries to hide the evidence. I feel like that in my world is probably closer to a life sentence than a 5-year slap on the wrist. I don't know if this man should be back on the road.
A dealership.
Do we want him back? Can he still drive?
I have no contact with him, but maybe I should try to get him on the show.
That's what I've been trying to get for years. I have so many questions. Was it worth it?
I'll throw him a text. I don't know if he has the same phone, but I'll see if I can find him online and say, hey, dude, you want to come on and maybe talk about this whole vehicular manslaughter
thing? Can we get your side of the story?
What the fuck?
Was she stalking you?
Yeah, who was this bitch and what was her problem? Why is she walking in the middle of the road without using a crosswalk?
Now, Rusty, I know.
I think that's fair.
Oh, go ahead, Eggy.
But so, I mean, people run out in the street like that. It happens in town here. Not to, like I think they're trying to do insurance scams on me, trying to, like, run and like throw their bodies at the front of my car.
This was an insurance scam gone wrong. I'm on his side. I want to hear his side of the story. She was just walking out in the street.
And he couldn't,
Well, I was about to say.
Now they have speed bumps all over the road now. Like this whole main strip down the town, there's speed bumps all over the place because this fucking bitch tried to pull one over on a real one and lost. Sorry, sometimes you lose. And this poor gentleman had to go to prison for a little bit.
I just want to say this just real quick. So the reason why I didn't speak on this man hitting this stalker with his car above everything else is because since the question sounded like it was about him getting popular for his beliefs and his implements of certain, extraordinary surgical procedures just to look more handsome, which is, most people don't do. That's why I kind of focused on that primarily versus the other current events in relation to the question, just so that's established.
I mean, I'm not like a friendly communicator, especially to my friends, so I could have handled that better. But from my perspective, when I see this viral clip of a guy 1,000 times in my feed and then we're discussing him and I have no idea who we're talking about, I would just like to know it. Like, hey, seen that viral clip? We're talking about him. But
we had to present the character as we understand it before we got to the part where he ran over a stalker. I don't know the state of the stalker. I haven't.
Hopefully he's dead, from what I heard.
Clavicular is really one of these people who I'm not trying to see any of this. I'm not seeking it out. It's just all the fuck over every single feed. And so I guess I have to know, who's he backed by? Where's he getting all this money? Where's he getting these 5 figures for all these surgeries? That's a question to really look into. Clavicular what? What's his last name?
Homicide?
Well, he is fully doxxed. I can tell you his full name if you want.
Clavicular homicide.
Clavicular homicide. Yeah, I tweeted that and deleted it.
You did?
Yeah.
I stole Rusty's joke that even he thought was shitty enough to delete. Where's the Rusty Cage deleted tweets at? Send me your deleted tweets before you delete them. That'd save me a lot of time.
Oh, are you still in charge of that? I thought
I haven't posted.
Autismo.
It's been like 3 years, I think.
All right, so just for the record, Clavicular's name is Braden Peters. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Braden. Braden's what a name. What a name for the times.
That's right.
Peters.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really assess anything from that name alone.
They're saying in the chat this was his Elliot Rodger moment, hitting somebody with his car.
Are we live right now?
No. I only found out it was this guy because in the Discord where they're asking questions, they also did not know who it was, and then they posted the viral clip. And then I was like, God damn it.
Oh.
And that's the end of the,
well,
the
who
good
knows what'll happen.
questions. So we can talk about anything now, Rusty. The real juicy stuff that'll get us banned here at the end of the show.
Oh, I had a friend. He was a good friend. We actually used to, like, when we were dumb, fresh out of high school, we were trying to look in all that stupid pickup artist shit. He ended up getting super jacked and got an alcohol problem. And then he just recently died in a car crash, drunk driving.
Brutal.
Vaxxed?
I believe so. No, I don't think so. It's hard to say. I don't know. It's like, but we're trying to think of stories at the funeral. You know, like, what do you talk to friends about? You try to think of the good things, but every single story about this person was like something that's questionable. Like, hopefully his parents aren't around.
At his funeral?
Yeah. Well, no, we weren't saying it over the mic. Well, you know, you could die at any point by drunk driving. I'm not saying not to do it. I just don't think it's the best option.
He should have had Ava read his poem.
No, this pussy. Oh, where's the road? Oh, I'm seeing double. Is that oncoming traffic?
Tony Soprano
He's a
pilled.
fool.
I'm seeing double.
I
4
I watch The
highways.
Sopranos. Well, it's not someone to grieve, I guess, is what I'm saying. Sometimes you can have, like, friends that die who you just kind of go, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about accurate to what we predicted what would have happened.
Don't we all
Rest in
agree?
peace, all the same.
Not that it needs to be given, but everybody has permission to not grieve us if we do die early. Again, nobody was probably planning on it, but I grant permission to all. Let's just forget about me.
Not to speak ill of the dead, but I saw that Negative XP had passed away, and I was reading the comments on it on some of these videos.
Is that very recent? Did I hear about this?
Well, did you? That's a good question to ask yourself.
When did it happen?
Appropriately. I'll let Eggy I'll let you handle it. I wasn't going to go into too much
didn't
detail.
happen. It was because years ago, like maybe a couple years ago, he got so fed up with his like fan base and how just insufferable they were that he said, "Fuck all of you, fuck all you, middle finger up to everybody. I'm just gone. I'm logging off," and he largely did. But this is just another example of where some of his because basically a lot of musicians were inspired by him. And there was a lot of animosity after he kind of said, you know, I hate all my fans. Fuck all of you. I'm not making any more music. Fuck all you motherfuckers. You're all dumb as fuck and you're stupid. So there was some animosity by some of those artists, I think, that were inspired by him. And so as one of these things, it's sort of like if we all say, oh, he's dead, it's going to like force him to materialize again so we could like fight him on the internet, basically. So they all were going around saying that he died, which he didn't. I have a source close to his family that, because I tweeted out, I was like, oh, I don't know, because everybody's saying it. Nobody's saying anything against it. I didn't necessarily believe it, but, stranger things have happened. So I got, confirmed to me like, oh, yeah, no, it's bullshit. It's just one of those engagement bait things. They're trying to maybe lure him out to say something so they can meme on him when he responds type of thing. So no, he's very much alive as far as at least of when this rumor was being spread a week or two ago.
Okay, so my follow-up question, which rumored internet death do you wish would have happened? Negative XP or Rusty Cage?
Completely mogged. I got completely mogged by Negative XP where people wanted more music out of him, and so they faked his death for him, and everyone had reactions to it, versus...
the universal shrug of Rusty's death.
And the shrug heard around the world. Oh, really? Dang.
He probably wasn't going to make anything good or new anyway, so he went at the right time.
I was seeing a lot of the comments talking about Negative XP's, his death, and there was a lot of like good riddance and like fuck that dude. And
like
I don't
said,
like, yeah.
Well, you can go ahead, but that's basically what it was that just the because it's people like they just it'd be like if I had come out at some point and I was like, fuck all you chud cells, you know what, you're all a bunch of fucking dumb fucks, I'm enlightened. And not even saying that he was, but his fan base was just insufferable to the point that he just didn't want to deal with him anymore, so he told him I'll get fucked into
Well,
in
it
as
almost
many
seemed like
words.
it was. I would say it was not necessarily fan base. If I was just to guess, I would say it was more people who might have known him from the Scott Pilgrim, ruined an entire generation of women who might have been those type of people who were like,
Well,
yeah,
not like the
fuck
people who
him
were
because he's an
responding to
asshole.
like neat and greens on toast and what was it? I don't remember. I think it was a third person that was tweeting out about it. But these are people who were definitely like scorned ex fans. I mean, at least I didn't really see the tweet outreaching into like the actual quote unquote A log space, which is fair because at this point, I feel like largely. I think I did see some something on TikTok or some screenshots recently where or no, maybe it was on Instagram Reels. One of his songs was getting posted on like a bad music account, and everyone's like, "Oh, I used to like that song, but that was when I was a stupid young kid. Now I'm enlightened and feminist now, and I hate that song." Um, but I just don't think so. I mean, that's what it is. He made the choice to log off, and a couple years ago, and I don't think he's really had a huge. Well, and also I should say this much from my perspective being in similar spaces as he was, getting denigrated by similar people as he was, like the whole quote unquote incel thing has largely been to the wayside ever since a couple years ago with the October 7th. Like everybody who would have been a journalist writing about incel in 2018, they're too focused on anti-Semitism now. They're too focused on Trump now. They don't even talk about any of this stuff anymore. It's been like as soon as the media decided they didn't want to inflate it anymore, it's been so dead. I don't get hit up by journalists anymore. I don't get hit up by feds anymore. Nothing like that. I feel like it's been very, very
It's dry. The
dormant.
market's. So you're saying that negative XP was trying to ride out this whole incel thing, and then once attention started shifting to that horrible genocide that on October 7th,
Oh
he
my
said,
gosh.
"Fucking peace off. The Jews stole my fucking money. Time to dip off until like I don't know. People start forgetting about this whole fucking Holocaust 2 thing and get back to hating Virginia Tech shooters."
Well, I can tell you once again from my own personal experience, not a bad idea from that angle. I don't know if that's ever been considered, but yeah, it was, uh, the whole thing about, oh, if you just stop paying attention to them, it goes away was very true for me. Yeah, I used to be able to like fight journalists constantly and have them like writing articles about me and constantly use it to my own benefit. And once they did stop doing that to focus on Israel or whatever and anti-Semitism and stuff, yeah, it did impact my numbers. So, I don't know if I ever heard that theory about his decision because there was enough going on. It was a thing that had been going on for probably even a couple years prior to him sort of logging off. It is what it like if you have a very spastic viewer base that's just like how his was, it could be just a lot to deal with. So I could understand where he was coming from by doing that. But
How do we bring it back in? How do we get back on top? We need incel culture to be on top again. We need to be delivering questionable messages of strength to schizophrenic young men on the internet
well,
without the impedance of Israel.
I think the thing of it is that it's just very baked in nowadays. Like you have somebody like Clavicular with his, being a spectacle with the looks maxing and everything. But I mean, it is what it is. The statistics of, inceldom have just kind of blown up to where it's very just common among the Zoomers nowadays. It's not even anything that would make you do a double take. It's really just the norm now. So I think that's kind of been part of the reason why it's not as exceptional to be a cultural touch point anymore as it was 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Monkey, are we done? Are we finished?
We could be. We talked about a lot of stuff that I'm not
No, as a
interested in,
people.
and I was like, you know what? Sometimes you got to have a topic that you yourself might not like, but the audience will. So when we go through, buy in silver and looks maxing shit that I think is retarded. I'm glad that I actually sat through it and I might have learned something today. Clavicular, he might be modern day Socrates. He's a prophet we should all perhaps learn a thing or two from. But you're asking me if humanity is doomed?
Yeah, or people like us, dumb. The people like you who wear beanies and repel at the idea of looks maxing or bettering your life in any degree.
See, the
Are
fact
we
that you
finished?
think like making your looks better will make your life better, I think it's all about
It's
perspective.
mathematical.
Like, there's lots of chicks that
Improve.
like ugly dudes.
Yeah, are there? How many?
At least 3 looking at my screen right now. So your soulmate's not going to reject you because you didn't do meth to make your chin an extra millimeter.
Listen,
Right.
it's a
the
whole new
method.
generation.
You got to just hang up these labubus, and this is like the spotlight for females, and they will come.
We got Somalis being arrested in Minnesota.
Who? Not one arrest.
Eggy got a labubu. Alex Jones got a labubu. And the white man is on the moon.
Yeah, we're probably doomed. I think the billionaire class is trying to collect all the money they can because they know the bad times are coming.
Yeah, the money's about to collapse. Everything's about to go through an extreme change that maybe it might be slow enough that people with not usually don't see the repercussions. It's always going to be the middle class and the ignorant higher classes. But hey, if you got nothing, you got nothing to lose. If you do have something, fucking get rid of it and then have nothing, because then you'll have nothing to lose whenever whatever change is about to happen happens.
And I want to say I disagree with the bar etiquette of Rusty's town here. If one of you killed an 18-year-old girl with your car while doing cocaine, I would not refuse to drink with you 5 years later. Again, if you served your time and the government says you're good to go, I don't know why you're a lesser man to me. I would forgive either of you for that crime.
And obviously we know these bars, they imagine that I allegedly throw drinks at people's heads, which didn't even happen, and then they're going to arrest me. It didn't even happen, so...
It was an empty can that he didn't want to litter. Where do you want this man to put it?
Yeah, you would think a bartender, their job is to take empty cans and throw them away. So what do you do with an empty can? Just toss it to the bartender. He'll catch it.
And Eggy was extremely drunk, so the fact that he's trying to be clean, that you should give him an award rather than a reprimand. But continue, Eggy.
You're right. I mean, this whole town is woke. I'm just going to say that.
All I'm saying is that the bars in Orlando and the clubs in Tampa, they love my business. Although my business in Tampa was charging everything to BG Cumbie's tab over and over again until he's like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, that's much. And I was like, yep. Hey, thanks, buddy. He's like, all right, okay, buddy.
Did you
BG
really?
Cumbie, the financial advisor?
The guy who takes pictures of Rusty's mail?
He said, I'll just put it on my tab for like the first one, and then the first one turned to the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth. I mean, what?
How true are his videos? Because I know he's doing like a satire of a failure of a human, but like some of it's got to be true.
I think it's all based in reality.
I feel bad when I watch them.
Satire that well.
He's got a lot of aura. He's got a lot of swag. Like, he walks in the building. Some guy thought that his hair was fake. I'm like, no, this is real deal swag right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys were all pressed about it. But then I told them, since I've been binging The Sopranos, I talk like The Sopranos now. So I'm like, I'm there with my cigarette. Like, hey, what are you giving him a hard time for? You know, like,
hey, come on, give the guy a break.
He's a young guy. He's got a lot of balls. You know, he's over here. He's on top of everything. First with everything, with all the trends. You know, hey, you're looking like a fucking schmuck. You don't look like him. You know, no offense. And these guys, like, it's all these young guys like in tank tops, like trying to like bulge their biceps out. And I had them all following me around. I was acting like fucking Don, whatever, fucking Don
Draper,
not Don
Lemon,
Flamingo, but I was acting like like an old boss, old gangster boss, and all these young guys like following me. I had these Indian guys following me around trying to copy my dance moves. I had some guy that was cross-dressing that said he was an ex-incel that used to follow me.
Did you,
it was
bro?
Really, no, he. I don't want. I guess I probably should. I don't know if he does that all the time. What he was wearing, but he runs like a meme page on Instagram with like 40,000 followers. His name was like Penis Exploder or something like that.
Okay, I was gonna say the meme bastard. Call him out.
Oh no. So I mean, it was a good time though.
What part of that was a good time? You had Indian men stalking you and a transgender freak. What part of that was good?
You didn't even have a Cybertruck. There's nothing you could have done.
Yeah, you didn't run anybody over.
Completely defenseless.
You didn't get kicked out of a bar for littering.
So I was outside. I came in and they were playing Eddie Murphy. I Want to Party, or My Girl Likes to Party All the Time, and I was singing it. And then I had multiple black women following me around. Also, like they're like, "Oh my God, you're so good! You're such a good singer!" And so yeah, I had like a dance circle of like me, like a bunch of muscular like Zoomer guys. These like skinny Indian guys trying to dance, and like some guy wearing like a hooker outfit as a man, and then BG Cumby and crew. So I was getting the place turned up,
All the demographics.
I charged all my drinks to his tab. That's true. I don't think I paid for anything the whole night, but it was my birthday. Then what are you gonna do?
We should do it again. That sounds like a lot more fun time than I remember.
I mean, yeah, we had a blast. Listen. I might be fat and old and whatever, but you put me on the party floor, I ain't gonna stop until it's on top. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's New Year's in 2 days from now, Eggy. Are we going to any barcade or anything to get Eggy all crunked up with the, I guess, Indian men in town?
Hey, yeah, just let me know. I'm down to go down for that. Yeah, for sure.
You don't have any New Year's plans already?
We're just trying to figure out what we wanted to eat more than anything. But I mean, I could go live, but I doubt it. I'd rather.
Eggy's planning his meals like 2 days in advance. Like, okay, New Year's is coming up. What are we having for lunch, snack, and dinner? The rest of the plans will come.
Cornbread has a special New Year's like menu that's like $50 a person or something with
Ooh,
like steak,
what are they doing?
Rib and lobster or whatever.
Lobster at Cornbread?
I can't remember exactly.
It's coming on the train?
They have a special. It's like a 5-course New Year's Eve menu with like wine or something. I have it on my fridge. They've been giving it out. You can probably find it on their Instagram or something. We thought about it as one of the options anyway.
Okay, so stay tuned. Go to the Cornbread Barbecue restaurant on New Year's to see Eggy. Rusty, what are you doing for New Year's? Which is when this is coming out. So some poor sucker is spending his New Year's listening to this. And I think Rusty might be frozen or he's just really meditating here.
I actually can't keep that act up very long because I have to hold my breath.
Wow, he really was just not.
I was just sitting still for a little bit. Yeah, just meditating. Just meditating.
Freak.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could like go around and try to find someone having a party and, hey, anyone want a fucking mid-30s guy at your New Year's party in the college town? Or
I hit someone with my car.
Really what do you think about that guy who hit someone with his car? In the wrong or in the right? Come on, everyone. Let's be honest here.
Well,
I'm talking about clavicular also. I don't know. New year, new me, blah, blah, blah. Probably just spend it with family and loved ones. And
no, that's gay. Eggy, pull up flights.google, see if we can fly down to Gainesville overnight, and we'll give Rusty a real party.
Well, I obviously can't fucking live stream because of the stupid faggot internet.
Well, I've got a better option. Rusty, you did tell me you told me in a text message he would not do another wheel video, no Wheel of Punishment 3, but then he also said he could be convinced. So maybe we'll come do that.
What'd you try to convince me with?
I'm going to fill a sock with batteries and beat you with it.
That just doesn't sound like something I should be doing. Getting beaten with a sock full of it's like, if I had to think, all right, career-wise, life-wise, where was I every other point of my life to where am I now where I'm getting beat with a sock full of batteries? Even though I electrocuted myself in the stomach or in the neck with the shock collar.
Yeah, that was going to be one of them was the shock collar.
Huh?
Go ahead, Eggy.
We got round trip flights, December 30th.
It can be one way.
Okay, well, for round trip, it's $400, so it might be like $200 on a one way.
Well, Rusty's got that couch, so we don't have to come back.
Yeah, I might not be here, but
I know how
You're
to get
welcome
in.
to stay in one of my 3 rooms.
Or in the shed you're
Extra
in right
rooms.
now. Do you even lock that
There's a
thing?
drum set in here now. Recording
What?
some. Oh, I don't have my drumsticks.
Do it with your hands.
Thing or two. A boop dee boop. A boop doop dee boop. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I'll close it out with that. How about a little rhythmic Africanism?
Do you guys remember that hit film we watched, The Jazz Singer, with that classic line, like, you folks ain't heard nothing yet? And it's
That's
a film.
You folks ain't heard nothing yet.
The film about a man who goes into blackface and becomes a black man. So I was watching The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the cartoon from, I think, the 80s, and there's a character who's a monkey guy, and one of the first things he says is like, y'all folks ain't seen nothing yet. And I was like, well, damn, Winnie the Pooh. Why are we giving this dialogue to the monkey?
Well, it wasn't really a monkey. It was probably the rabbit.
No, it was literally a monkey. They introduced a new character. And then I don't think he shows up again. He had you had to twist him up on the back like the Tin Soldier from One Piece, volume 71 through who knows how many. Eggy, did you do the reading for 74? We can barely hear what Rusty's doing in the background.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, the sound suppression. I forgot about
Your
that.
noise
shit.
canceling is canceling it.
Good.
No, I haven't done my reading yet, though.
Okay, no spoilers, but Tin Soldier's pretty based.
That's right.
Rusty, any final thoughts on the final Trash Rats of the year?
Final thoughts? I haven't had any so far.
Uh-huh.
I think next year is going to be a really good year for a lot of people.
Who?
I don't know if it's going to be anyone I don't think it's going to be any of us or anyone that watches this, but a lot of people are going to do really well and prosper. I'm going to try to get back to the gym and get my membership back up before the 1st, so I'm not one of these fucking schmucks that gets in there on
That's
day
2 days
1.
from now.
Yeah, I know. I gotta motivate myself to get to the gym to sign up for a gym membership again.
You're better off waiting until the 8th if you're feeling like that, because they'll all go once in that first week and then never again, so you'll be good to go.
I just don't want to be in the gym and they're like, another one. So, you recognize me. I've been here before. It's just been a little bit.
You're not even that fat, so I mean, I don't think they'd even feel that about you.
Don't you
I'm
have?
not trying to lose weight.
You have like 3 workout machines and an anvil in your home. Why not just use those?
The anvil's not so heavy anymore. I've picked it up. I've dropped it on my foot and my head plenty of times.
If it's getting less heavy, that means
you're.
you're getting stronger and you don't need the gym.
I want to go the method of getting a small cow, like a calf, and then picking it up and bringing it to water every single day until it becomes a giant cow.
That's your workout method?
That's how they used to do it.
That's right. Hashtag trad. That's right.
Okay, so stay
I
tuned.
read that in Clavicular's book.
Rusty had a 2-year saga of building a guillotine, and then the cow raising saga will follow. The baby cow coming soon on the Rusty Cage Show channel. Do you have a video ready for January since you skipped out on the high ad revenue of December?
Oh yeah. I like to get a little bit of success on some video on one of my channels, especially my new channel, and then completely not follow it up with anything.
I have still not followed up my
working on a
Impractical
new
Jokers video.
I have to figure out why they ended sanatoriums, the insane asylums. I need to figure out like what was the money in the politics and all the reasoning behind why that ended, because I'm not going to do the video I'm working on. It just keeps taking wild twists. So it'll come out next year, probably in 2027.
What about you, Eggy? What are we going to see in 2026 from you?
I'm getting ready for lots of streams. I'm getting everything loaded up. I'm getting everything prepared. I'm about to go stream heavy. Let's get this YouTube channel banned again, and then let's go find one of these. Let's go to Kick or some shit after that. But we're going to have a wild January, I'm thinking.
Let's start a campaign, a fundraiser, GoFundMe, to get Eggy a Cybertruck and also some stalkers. And that's it.
That's That's what I can get behind. That's right.
The link's in the description to Rusty's channel, Eggy's channel, and that website where all of OnlyFans is free. Go check it out. Peace, people.